I wanted to share a little family story with you today. Some distant relatives of mine. There was a woman who gave birth to 3 children and then passed away, giving birth to the 3rd child. She was married to a man. After she passed away, that man married another woman, more wickeder than the first, even though the first was wicked too. That woman had 2 children of her own, about the same ages, give or take, of the first woman, in that range. After that, the man bounced. He was no good, scoundrel. He was worse than the women. He bounced. They don't even say his name anymore. He was so wicked and nasty. He had another son from another marriage before he married the first woman I told you about. Now the second woman ended up raising the 5 children. 3 from the first woman and 2 of her own. And they all lived together in a house. And remember, she was a wicked woman. But she was so supportive of her children. She was one of those, do whatever you want. I'll support you. Just do what makes you feel good. She was one of those, And oh, the children loved her. She was so supportive. She was so loving. So positive. She never criticized us. Whatever we decided to do, she gave us her love. And when one of the daughters of the first woman got married, on the wedding brochure, they wrote daughter of, and initially they only wrote the name of the second woman. They completely forgot about the first, and then they changed it. They said the daughter of second woman and first woman. They never mentioned the father, because like I said, he was completely useless. And of course, the father of the woman, the first woman, was very insulted by those grandchildren of his for forsaking his daughter. That's another story. But the second woman, after a few years, many years, she was a smoker, heavy smoker. And smoker on children, the children will end up smoking too. She died of lung cancer at around 50 years of age, give or take. Now the children are left with no parents. The father, who knows where he is. The first mother died, second mother died. And they're not much older than me. A couple of them a little younger than me. And I pity them. And I pity them most because the first mother, she was already a very wicked woman. And she passed away, and it could have been better, except we had a horrible father who was worse than the first woman. And then that horrible father married an even more notorious woman, and they ended up being raised by her. No father, no mother, just a Jezebel witch raising them. What hope do they have? Teaching them, just do whatever you want, honey. Do what feels good. I'll support you. Is that how you raise your children? I'll support you? Your son wants to be a serial killer, you support him? Wants to start ripping people off, scheming and scamming, you'll support him? Sleep with 1,000 women under your roof, you'll support him? Well, if you were that woman, you would. Because she was just that kind of woman. Now, she died a few years ago from lung cancer, as I mentioned. And I've been thinking about those children of hers. They never talk to me. I'm the Torah guy. I'm the one that obeys the commandments of God. the one that walks the talk. They don't want to talk to me. They all blocked me. See, you get to a point in life when it's just all over for you. Some start off really bad and still miraculously make it out. But most do not. And it's horrible to think about, it really is. And, I pray for them. What else can I do? But I know it's not going to go well with them. They've just been tossed around, thrown about, raised by demonic parents. Now you might say, what about God? Well, is it God's fault that the parents are so horrible, abusing their children? The children could have turned to God, that's the truth. After all, I was raised by, relatives of theirs. And my parents were not Torah observing, they were secular, as secular gets, renting movies on Yom Kippur. I turned to God out of my sin, out of my wickedness. I stopped. When I realized that I was wrong, that I was not doing what is good, what is right, I stopped. I changed my path, my trajectory, and I fought to become a better person. You have to fight because the flesh is already in motion. When you're driving 100 miles an hour, you don't stop instantly. Even when you hit the brake, there's still some, the road resists you, the car resists you. You have to fight so you don't swerve and fly off a ditch. It's a battle. But very few are willing to fight it. Very few even want to. Those children of hers were already set in their ways. One of them already been in jail a couple times at least, I think. I know he's been to jail back when I was in the military. That was a long time ago. Last I've seen him was at that wedding 5-6 years ago. He looked like something that, what. He's never been good, but he's only gotten worse. And he wasn't the younger one. There was a younger brother of his. So the younger one is even more messed up because that was his older brother that he looked up to. Very sad. But that's life. Life is sad. But there is joy. The joy of the Lord. The Lord is there. He is available to be found for those who seek Him. If you're tired of your wallowing and your sadness, your bitterness and your anger, your depression, come to Him. Call on Him. He's there. The Lord is near unto all who call upon Him. Truly. He will not reject you. He will not despise a humble and contrite heart, a broken spirit, someone who knows how wretched they truly are and wants to be delivered, begs to be delivered truly. The Lord is good. He's not looking to kill you. He's looking to heal you. He loves you. He made you. He cries for you. But He doesn't choose for you. You have to choose for you. And we've all had our circumstances, some worse than others. But the choice is yours. A righteous man will fall 7 times and get back up. A wicked man doesn't even try. Are you gonna get back up? Are you gonna call on the Lord? You better make up your mind, because, as you probably noticed, your time is running out.